episode of the Rare Book Cafe, the book lovers rendezvous. This is the coffee break edition, and this week I'm not drinking coffee, but I'm drinking tea out of a dragon cup. It's Lunar New Year. I got my dragon. Hello, ladies, especially my co-host Linn, Ridge Books, Calhoun, Georgia.
Good morning, everyone, and Nikki, we're so pleased to have you with us.
Nikki who?
Nikki Snyder from Shelf Indulgence, and we're happy to be here.
Nikki Snyder from Shelf Indulgence in Sarasota, Florida. I just love these cutesy names that bookstores get. You know, it's non-ending. It's great. We've got some wonderful ones. We should tick through them someday.
We've had some good ones lately. We really have. You know, we've had Blind Horse, and we've had Gray Shelf, and we've had Books for You, and that's EWE.
And so, Shelf Indulgence is right up there with the rest of them.
That's right.
That's right.
Nikki, I hear a little bit of background life going on. Are you in the bookstore? And it seems like a lively place to be.
Yeah, I sure am. So aside from being a used bookstore, we also have a cafe and coffee shop. And, being that it's 12 o'clock on Friday, it's just about as busy as it gets. So you're going to hear the phone, the espresso machine, probably a bunch of people. But, it kind of adds to the fun of it, I hope. And hopefully not too much background noise.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
Well, I think we're going to have questions about the food, but
you have muffins?
We sure do.
I'm coming down.
And he's very interested in muffins. But how long have you had the bookstore?
Actually, March 1st will be our 7-year anniversary.
Wow. It looks to me, looking at your Facebook post, that you have a lot going on. It's just,
that is
do
an
you
understatement.
live there?
I do.
Have to just about live there? Plus, you have the bus.
Yes, we got our bus last year in March, so it's almost a full year for her as well, and that keeps us super busy on top of the cafe and the regular bookshop. Yeah.
And you
what
have a
is
lot
her
of
name, and where does she go?
Well, her official name is Sheila. That's what we call her anyway. And she is a 40-foot bright purple school bus with a 14-foot observation deck on top. And she goes all over. Lately, we've been doing some pop-up markets in towns that don't have independent bookstores or used bookstores, in our area. But we're getting ready to participate in the Right to Read Festival in Venice, which is on the 24th, and they're focusing on banned books. And that's kind of our forte when it comes to the book bus. That's her purpose, is to raise awareness of banned books and to make them easily available.
Well, that I know in Florida is an important thing to be doing these days. Do you have a good response to your campaign as far as banned books go?
We do. I have not yet in person encountered someone who had anything to say pro book banning. Most people seem to be aware of what's going on in, the local schools or statewide, nationwide, and kind of have a, negative opinion of that. But there's also a lot of people who just have no idea. And that's kind of just as bad. But I kind of like encountering those people in the wild, because then I get to hand them copies of the banned book list and educate them and let them know, so that they're aware of what's happening, and they can, make sure the titles are available to their kids.
And I'm sure some people would
I'm not
look
sure
at the
when
list.
was the last time I saw a bookmobile. This is a great part of your business plan, and it sounds like it's quite intentionally high profile.
It is. That's why we chose bright purple. And she's great. Although the learning curve for learning how to drive a 40-foot school bus was that was interesting, but we do it.
Yeah, I have done that. Do you have to have a CDL license to do it, or
No, actually, because she's
She doesn't
converted
has-
and doesn't
have
she doesn't drive
passengers.
people, just
Right.
books. So if she
Right.
drove people,
Yes.
then yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
apparently they give any jerk the ability to drive a school bus in Florida. So
Well,
Well, we may, go ahead, Lee.
I worked for an education program one time that had a school bus, and we drove to another town to pick it up. And the other staff member that went with me, neither of us had ever driven anything that size, ever. And here we were driving over hills and with those air brakes, and it was converted to a classroom. Though we did on occasion take people in it too, but we weren't supposed to. So, but yeah, it's really something. It's really something. So I'm very.
Now we should do a future show just on this bus. But as it happens, a week after your event, the following weekend, March 1 through 3, is the Florida Antiquarian Book Fair. Where is that going to be, Lee?
Oh gosh, I wish you could learn this. It's going to be in St. Petersburg at the Coliseum. He has a lot of problems with this.
Petersburg and the Coliseum, March 1 through 3, and you're going to be there as well. You're bringing some of your banned books to the fair?
I don't think for the fair, we specialize in collectible science fiction and fantasy. So that's what we're bringing. And I don't think I have any titles that are on the current banned book list. Unfortunately.
Well, yeah, that's too bad. I take it this stack you have beside you looks a lot like fantasy and stuff.
Sure
Are these
does.
some of the things you're bringing?
Yes, actually. Some of my personal favorites. I don't know if you can see the whole stack there. I'll try to move it. Some of these are just my absolute favorite books, and that's why I picked them to show you guys. This being the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. These are the UK illustrated editions, and they are all signed because signed books are the best. Signed books are my absolute favorite. I just like the idea that the author has at one point been in the same place as the book that you have, and it kind of almost makes you like long distance friends.
I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree anymore. That's how I got started.
Yeah. And then we have a Game of Thrones, which is the first book in George Martin's Song of Ice and Fire series, and this one is a first edition, first printing, with the pretty silver cover. And what's extra special about this one, it also has...
Hold that up to the camera a little bit. That is magnificent, great condition. That looks like a find.
Yeah, her dust jacket is absolutely lovely. Not very much wear at all, which is wonderful because I really
good for you. Good score.
It does have a signed little note from George Martin inside, and an inscription. And it's kind of fun because it was written on the back of an auction receipt. So, and it just must have been something like a little note like from George to his friend, just on like any old thing that they had laying around. So I just think that's kind of fun. I also, one of my favorite book series, this is Crown of Midnight, and it's from the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, also signed by the author. We try to bring a couple signed Sarah J. Maas books with us every year because people love them. And without fail, they are the most commented on, the most loved. People ask if they can touch them and hug them. And it's just really fun. Just really fun to see people get so excited about books. And
I'm jealous. People want to hug the book. I'm jealous. People want to hug your books. Nobody wants to hug me.
I believe if you came down to the Florida Fair, you could get hugs.
You think I get a hug?
Yeah, there's a lot of hugging done in the South.
Good for you. Good for you. Now, Sarah, I understand in your neck of the woods where you are in Florida, there's a couple of liberal arts colleges down there as well. Does that bring some customers in and out of the bookstore? And do you have a relationship with those universities?
Absolutely. We have the Ringling College of Art and Design, which is campus is directly across the street from us. And I would say that makes up a big portion of our customer base. during the school year between faculty and students. New college as well, which is a liberal arts college, just down the road a couple miles. I would say that we get less students from there, especially since the kind of refocusing of New College's purpose in the last couple of years. We're seeing fewer students who attend that college.
And we understand that refocusing is from from the liberal end.
Trying to be
from
subtle.
the liberal end of liberal arts to the conservative end.
Certainly.
Of education. Yes.
But we previously have always had a really good relationship with New College. We employ New College students, well, and Ringling students as well. But,
how big a staff do you have?
10 people.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have staff that specifically works in the cafe, or we have staff that specifically, works with the books or the bus, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do your own cataloging, or do you have somebody who does that for you?
We do have someone that lists our books online, but as far as most cataloging, I do that
yourself. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's an important thing to do. To have, if you're putting something online, to have your own touch on it. Your own descriptions. I have found that sometimes a funny little remark, will make a book more appealing, perhaps.
That is true.
As far as the cafe goes, do you cook there? Is everything done there?
Every single thing we do is, or I will say 98%. 98% of everything we produce is done in-house. Everything is homemade and fresh. We do the baking every morning, starting very early, and then all of our products are put together when you order. There's nothing, pre-packaged,
Wow.
pre-made. We purposely don't have a microwave for that specific reason, so that we can, show people, no, nothing is reheated, nothing is frozen. Everything is fresh.
Are you on a computer or on your phone?
I'm on my computer.
Oh, okay. You can't kind of wander around the store and give us a little peek. Yeah, swing
you guys around.
Swing
if
it to
you
your right.
want.
Let's see what we can see.
All right. Well, it's kind of busy over here, but I'll give you guys a little showing. Oh, I don't know what we can see. Hey, that's Jamie. This little shot of the store, maybe, probably the ceiling. And that's our friend E and baby Scarlett over there.
Bring your kids to work.
That's just friends of the store. Good friends.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's start them out early.
That's right.
Yeah.
Start them reading.
Yeah. Well, this looks like it.
Before we let you go, I wanted to offer something. You sound like you're socially conscious. You have a socially conscious business. You have a socially conscious objective of bringing books to the community, especially books that don't deserve to be censored. As do most booksellers that I'm aware of, and it is the philosophy of this show that books are good, knowledge is good, books are free, they should not be banned, and I just want to thank you for doing your part.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for everything you guys do. Something's happening over there. Sorry.
Well, I'll look forward to seeing you in person in a few weeks. And we're working on Ed now that he is on the East Coast instead of the West Coast, and getting him down this way.
Oh my God, it's the best event of the year. You've never
been?
Well,
it is.
I'm just getting settled. I'll be down next year.
No,
all right. We'll be there next year, so we'll get to meet in person.
That's
Super
right.
duper. All right, everybody. That's Nikki Snyder from Shelf Indulgence in Sarasota, Florida. We want to thank you for tuning in again this week. You can find our show on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or wherever good podcasts are given away for free.
For free.
For free. Thanks, Lee. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.
And thank you to the Florida Book Fair, who helps make this program possible, as well as Biblio.
Biblio.com. Buy your books there,
.com.
folks.
List your books there.
Oh, we have some non-book selling listeners. But anyways,
Oh,
list
well,
them
yeah, I
and
guess
buy
we
them
do.
there.
I guess we do.
I've made a couple of sales on this show, you know. Through
Well, that's
people that
good.
follow the show. Yeah, it was
That's good. That's good.
Not bad for 2.5 years. I'm finally getting some business. All right, let's get out of here.
Okay.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.